Hey everybody, welcome back to Hard Dose, the show that allows us geeks to talk about the major news we're burning on. I'm your host Jordan Wade, and with me this week I have a special guest, the great Mr. Mike Roninphan.
Ni hao.
Hey Mike.
How
So,
you doing?
we'll just go ahead and try to get this going. The first thing we're going to talk
Cool.
about this week is, the great reception Iron Man 3 is getting, because
Right.
Iron Man 3, as Mike knows and as I know, is released overseas last week and had a really strong showing in the box office. And we'll be getting it obviously this coming Friday, as of this recording, this coming Friday. And yeah, I mean the buzz is strong. I mean, Mike, what have you been hearing about the film?
I've been hearing that it's a lot better than two, which is not saying much, but I'm happy about that because I'm really stoked, to be honest. When I first saw the trailer that released last year, the first one, I was like, okay. It's directed by Shane Black, so I'm giving it some, leeway.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm a fan of Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, and I was hoping he would deliver. And when they showed the whole suit of armors flying in, I was like really hyped about it. By the way, there is a fan-made film from Thailand that recreates the entire trailer, but it's so low budget, it looks horrible. You need to check it out.
That's awesome. I
It
haven't even
looks
heard about that. That's awesome.
it looks so terrible and it's hilarious. And there's when they cut to Rhodey, which is played by Don Cheadle, it's an Asian guy in blackface.
Oh man.
It's like, whoa. Makes you pause. Anyways,
Yeah,
off topic.
if you're gonna sweet it in Thailand, I guess you gotta have blackface for that. That's amazing. That's absolutely
But
amazing.
I'm happy that it's doing so well because I thought the first Iron Man was a great introduction story. Not enough action or intensity like I hoped. But it was an introduction film to the character, so you give it some leeway. Second film had no excuse for that. There was
Yeah.
maybe two fight scenes in the entire film. I'm not counting the one he had with Rhodey inside his mansion. That was just nothing. So I was hoping they upped the intensity, but the character development was decent on the second film, but it was a rehash.
Yeah.
It's another origin story.
Well, yeah, and the problem it ran into was the fact they were trying to set up the Avengers, and much like Thor
Right.
was trying to set up, the Avengers, they couldn't really focus on, progression of the character. But yeah, I mean, Iron Man 2 is not horrible by any means, but it certainly was not as great as the first one. And I'm pretty excited about Iron Man 3. So yeah, and you never know, this could be the last Iron Man film we have with Robert Downey Jr. because some of the
Right.
comments he's made and some of the comments that Gwyneth Paltrow has made, it seems to be pushing it toward that direction. But we'll see. At least we have him for another Avengers. But yeah, I'm excited about Iron Man 3.
Yep. Next news that everyone's looking forward to is on May 21st, Xbox. Supposedly the new Xbox, let's dub it the 720 for now, is coming out. I'm personally not hyped about it because we may get some hate, comments on this. I'm not a huge Xbox fan.
Hmm.
I don't play a lot online games with different people. The only games I play online is fighting games, and I prefer the controls for the PS3. So I rarely get on Xbox. Like the last game I played was Gears of War 3 on that thing. But I mean, the news is that it supposedly might be subsidized through, you're the cable provider, and therefore that's why it's always online. That's the whole controversy. I'm not really feeling negative about the online all the time
Hmm.
because I have broadband. It
Right.
sucks for people that don't.
Yeah.
But what's your take on it?
Well, I'm a little more excited about it than you are. Like you, though, I don't play a whole lot of games online. I know that seems sacrilegious for us geeks to not play games online, but I prefer a single player experience. The majority of the gaming I've done on this past generation has been on Xbox. I do play a lot of PS3, especially for MLB The Show, but
Mhm.
I have played a lot of stuff on Xbox, and it was my PS2 this generation, like a lot of people. It was kind of the go-to system, and so I'm excited about the next Xbox just because I have been an Xbox Live member since the original Xbox, and I will continue to play games on that system. But yeah, I don't.
Let's hope they give us more exclusives too.
Well, yeah. Well, the rumor is that Respawn's first game, that first person shooter that Respawn's been working on, is going to be an exclusive for the Microsoft console. So that's a big get for them. It's not a big
Yeah.
get for me because I don't play a whole lot of FPSs. Again, somewhat
Same,
sacrilegious.
same here with you. I don't play FPSs on consoles.
Right. So outside of that, there really shouldn't be any reason why I should be more excited about the Xbox 720 than I am about the PS4. But I'm always excited about new kit, new hardware. There's always just
Mhm.
something sexy about it. So yeah, I'm excited to see
Right.
what Microsoft says about this system, and also if it's subsidized through a cable provider, that's even greater. So
And supposedly they're getting a Blu-ray player too. They caved and paid Sony. Is that
well,
correct? Or
I
is that
I actually haven't read all that much. I know that there's talk they're going to have a Blu-ray player. It only makes sense at this point. I mean, that format has one. It doesn't make sense to have dual layer or triple layer or whatever layer DVD you want at this point. You just go Blu-ray at this point.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I guess we'll find out. We still got few more weeks, but I'm excited. I will be watching their press conference much like I did with PS4, and I will be watching with a critical eye. So
Hopefully we see a console.
yes, an actual console would be nice. I just want to see the box itself.
Right. Next up is, this is recorded on May 1st, and April 30th they released the GTA trailers finally. Three new GTA trailers showing off each character. We have Trevor, which is the hillbilly drug dealer,
Hmm.
Michael, who is a mobster, and then I forgot the last
Franklin.
one. Franklin, who
Yeah.
is a West gangster, I guess.
Yeah. Well, LA type,
LA type, yeah,
lack of a better
gangster.
term, gangbanger, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have never played any GTA, and for most reasons, I'm not a big fan of open world games because I like to have a story structured.
Hmm.
I like to play a game so I can beat it and complete it. I don't like open world games because it's not that I don't like them; it's just that I don't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
And I like to play a game, beat it, and get it over with. But you, on the other hand, have been playing GTA forever,
Yeah,
and you're a huge fan.
it's well known. I love open world games. Well, Brian and I talked about Skyrim last week. I sunk like 115 hours into Skyrim and never even completed the story. I get lost in open world games. And Grand Theft Auto is no different. I've played every single one of them since GTA 3. I've beat all the stories except for San Andreas because San Andreas just got so darn long. But I'm very stoked about this game. I actually wasn't as excited about these three trailers as some other people. I felt it didn't reveal a whole lot more than the trailers we've seen previously, but it is nice that they focus on the three characters because that's important because this is the first time in a GTA game where we're playing three different characters at the same
Right.
time. Um, I
At the
am,
same time, I want to mention that it looks like they're trying to grasp a huge audience
mhm,
because each character plays to a demographic. There's people that love the whole mobster scene, therefore you could play with Michael,
mhm.
and the whole San Andreas scene, people could play with Franklin. And then we have this new entry. So to me, it looks like Sopranos, The Wire, and Breaking Bad combined to one game.
And I love that analogy because after you told me that, that made complete sense to me. And yeah, I mean, they're trying to cast a wide net with it, and they've done a good job. The only character I was more excited about Franklin initially for whatever reason, just because I do have fond memories of San Andreas, so I didn't beat it. But after watching these three trailers, I'm more interested in Trevor and Michael just because their stories seem a little more original as opposed to Franklin. Because again, Franklin does kind of call back to San Andreas, but I'm excited about it. September 17th cannot get here soon enough. I want that game really, really, really bad, and I will play the hell out of it once I get it. So yeah,
I would say this. I'm more interested in this game and Grand Theft Auto 4 since they came out because they actually had a well thought story.
yeah,
And that's why I would like about it. And the previous one were more like silly and, gun and run, just mass murder for no reason. And like, at least this one gives you a structure.
yeah,
Not saying that, the St. Rose games aren't fun, but still they have a structure that you have to abide by
right,
compared
right.
to.
And they have their place and everything.
Yeah, they
So
have their place, which is,
yeah.
giant dildo bat.
That's always fun. The final bit of news we're going to talk about is not really news. It's just Mike and I were looking at the films that are coming out this month, and we decided, well, we would talk about a couple films that we're most looking forward to coming out in May. Mike, I'm going to kick it to you first. What are a couple films you're looking forward to most this month?
Well, the two ones I'm looking forward to this month is definitely Iron Man 3, of course, we just discussed that. And the
Yes.
other one is Fast and Furious 6. Now,
Ah, yes, yes.
I'm not saying it's going to be a great film. It's not going to be a top tier film. But Vin Diesel drives a car through the nose of a plane as it's crashing. That is stupendous.
Yeah, yeah.
Like we were watching the Super Bowl when it aired, and we all had to stop. It was like, whoa, what just happened? The two cars just pulled down a jet, and then a plane, crash, and then a car fly out through the nose. I was like, we're gonna have to watch this now. This is just too retarded to pass up.
Yeah, yeah. I remember that trailer was absolutely amazing. The two films I'm looking forward to are, well, first of all, is Great Gatsby. It's coming out May 10th. I was a huge
Right.
fan of the book. It's my all-time favorite book, and I know I know people are going to think it's weird that I'm excited about that film, but it looks great. And actually, it'll be my first Baz Luhrmann film to see. I never saw Romeo and Juliet,
Romeo and Juliet?
and I never
Okay.
saw Moulin Rouge either. But yeah, I'm excited about that film. Just the style looks fantastic. And then also Star Trek Into Darkness. I did get to rewatch J.J. Abrams' first Star Trek film this past week, and it was good. It might have not been quite as good as I remember, but it's still a good film. It felt very Star Warsy, and I know people said that when it came out, but I really noticed it when I was watching through this time how much it was like Star Wars. And lo and behold, he's directing Star Wars Episode 7 next. But regardless, it is a good film. It just felt like Star Wars. But I'm excited about this. It looks a little bit different. It looks darker. It looks like we actually have a decent villain being played by Benedict Cumberbatch. It's still up in the air who he actually is. But I'm excited about it. It looks dark. It looks great. Star Trek looks exciting.
Well, R2D2 was in the first film, so
Yes, he was. He's hiding in the background there. I forget exactly where, but he is hiding.
less lens flare. Hopefully.
Yes, maybe a little less lens flare. But as we close out each week, I want to go into what we're playing and what we're watching. Mike, what are you watching this week?
Well, as usual, it's Game of Thrones. So it was a great episode this past week.
Oh,
and
yes.
I have my guilty pleasure, which is Hell's Kitchen.
Okay.
There's nothing better than watch a grown British man making grown people cry,
Yeah.
grown adults cry. So that's great. And, as usual, Community, SVU,
Okay.
and people are going to gripe about this, but Supernatural. I started watching it a long time ago. I'm not enjoying it for this past season, but I got to finish it because I already started it.
Hey, that's
So,
That's commitment. I can respect that.
yeah.
that.
We'll watch Lost? No. I'm sorry. And yeah, I'm playing Injustice.
Playing Injustice, how's that going?
So far, I'm getting the hang of it. It's very reminiscent of Mortal Kombat, which is basically they give you short combos in Mortal Kombat. So there's 3 hits or 4 hit combos. The trick is trying to learn how to string them all together, and that's it's very same, very similar. And the campaign, people advertise it as saying that it's going to be a better campaign story than Mortal Kombat. I find that it fell short.
Yeah.
Is very lackluster, and it's not the first time that the adaptation of the Crisis on Two Earths have been played out. The animated Crisis on Two Earths was better, but I enjoy it. I'm still getting the hang of it, but it's fun.
For me, not a whole lot different in the playing department. I'm still playing MLB The Show. That's what I've been playing. I've been dabbling a little bit of Unfinished Swan. It's not quite grabbing my attention like I thought it would, but I'm going to try to keep going with that. And what I'm watching, I watched a movie this week on, it's not a TV show, but I watched a movie this week called Teddy Bear. It's a Danish film. It's about a bodybuilder who is looking for, he's not really found love in life, and so he goes to Thailand to try to find his wife. And it's based off a short film called Dennis that came out a couple years ago that I'd watched. And yeah, it was a good film. So that's what I've been watching, and that's what I've been playing this week. So without much else to say, we've kind of touched on a little bit of everything. That's all we got this week. I'd like to thank Mike for filling in this week. Mike, you're always welcome on the show.
Thank you, and I'll be back as much as I can. Hope Brian feels better.
Yeah, I hope Brian feels better as well. He was obviously kind of wanting to go down for the count last week, and he's definitely needed to recover a bit. But yeah, thanks for stopping by on Hard Dose, and we'll see y'all next week.